Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tiffany coming from the Manchester Central Library. Today I want to talk about how distraction is a form of fear. For years I felt a great sense of dissatisfaction with my life, and it was made even worse when I reached a point where I clearly recognized what I needed to do to make progress, and yet I will keep finding ways to distract myself. I was convinced that perhaps I needed a mentor, a course on discipline, a seminar, or maybe even additional knowledge before I got started. It was always something outside of myself that I believed would eventually spark the match of my ambitions. It was very difficult to admit that the distractions were only masking my fears of getting started, of the fears that perhaps my best was not good enough. Perhaps the fear of failure, of what people will say, who does she think she is? The fear of standing out and becoming an object of ridicule. And even the fear of success. What would happen if my plans did not work out? Now, studies have shown that when our brains experience any sensation of anxiety or panic, our bodies interpret this to mean imminent danger. So when we experience fear, we naturally want to distract ourselves from it so that we can remove it from our lives. The reality is that making progress can be a slow and lonely journey. Distractions provide us with immediate gratification. Now, what is the solution? You have to acknowledge your fears. Ignorance is not bliss, and you can't simply wish your fears away. You have to be kind to yourself and treat yourself as someone that you like. And thirdly, you have to study fear as a form of literature. Now, I read Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, and it was really inspiring to see how the concentration camp prisoners dealt with everyday terror using their imagination, their sense of humor. And overall, study fear in other literature where ordinary people have risked their lives for a movement, for an idea. And finally, in the words of Nelson Mandela, the brave man is not he who does not feel fear, but he who learns to conquer that. So I challenge you today to think about your fears and what you're going to do to improve your life. Thanks again, guys, for joining me on this one. Always remember, the life rewards those who live intentionally.